Hello everyone, welcome to the Simperion IAS YouTube channel. In this video, let's discuss the 2022 Civil Service Prelims paper and how to solve that paper using intelligent elimination techniques and PYQ. Let's straight away start. Sorry. Let's straight away start with the question number 1. Rapid financing instrument and rapid credit facility are related to the provisions of lending by which one of the following? It says about the provision of lending. So Asian Development Bank can be an answer, IMF can be an answer, World Bank. United Nations Environment Program Finance Initiative, very less chance. But whenever such questions are asked, normally the answer will be IMF or the World Bank, but very high chance IMF, because World Bank deals with the development. The main aim of the World Bank is poverty reduction and improve the quality of living, improve the life of the people, improve the state of living. So it mainly deals with health, education and infrastructure. Anything related to the rapid finance, and of course the World Bank has even the credit at zero interest rate or the small interest rates, but rapid financing instrument and rapid credit facility are connected to the IMF. So whenever such questions are asked, please, if IMF and World Bank are in the options, please concentrate on them. Very high chance IMF will be an answer. This was in news regarding the Sri Lankan debt problem. This was regarding that, so it was in news. Let's go to the second question. The second question is on NEER, nominal effective exchange rate, and REER, real effective exchange rate. Please know the difference between two. An increase in the nominal effective exchange rate indicates appreciation of the rupee. Increase in the nominal effective exchange rate indicates the appreciation of the rupee. What is nominal okay, we'll discuss that later. Let's go through all options. An increase in the real effective exchange rate indicates an improvement in the trade competitiveness. The increasing trend in the domestic inflation relative to the inflation in the other countries is likely a cause of increasing divergence between the NEER and REER. The difference between NEER and REER is, say if $1 is 85 rupees, that is nominal effective exchange rate. If $1 is 85 rupees plus it has inflation component in it, then it is real effective exchange rate. So it says an increase in the nominal effective exchange rate, that is if rupee appreciates, it indicates appreciation of the rupee 100%. The nominal effective exchange rate improves when the rupee appreciates, so option A is correct. An increase in the real effective exchange rate indicates an improvement in the trade competitiveness, not necessary. The increase in trend in domestic inflation related to the inflation of the other countries is likely cause of divergence, correct. If say let's consider for that reason inflation is zero, it doesn't happen, but inflation is zero. Nominal effective exchange rate, if $1 is 85 rupees, okay, real effective exchange rate with zero inflation, it will be 85. If inflation component say is added to it, say 5% inflation, let's take this as 90. I'm doing a rough calculation, this is not a correct calculation, but I'm just explaining the concept. If inflation element is added, so which was same when the inflation was zero, when the nominal and real effective exchange rate were same, when inflation component is added, there is a divergence between the two. That is also correct. So 1 and 3 is answer. So it's a basic concept, please you should know all this. And coming to the previous question, okay, the question on IMF, the numerous times UPSC has asked the questions on IMF, on environment, if you have to say IUCN, on World Economic Forum. These are like favorite areas of UPSC, please concentrate on them. and even UNEP, even the UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. Let's go to the third question. With reference to the Indian economy, consider the following statement. If the inflation is too high, the Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy the government securities. See, when inflation is very high, what is the meaning when inflation is high? There is a money supply in the economy. There is more money supply. There is more money chasing the goods. So to suck the money out of the system, government has to sell the bonds or sell the government securities, not buy, not buy, sell. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, RBI is likely to sell in the market. If the interest rate in the USA or the European Union were to fall, they likely to induce RBI to buy the dollar. Let's go to the next. See, correct answer is, this question was asked previously in the 2015 and 2021. The correct answer is 2 and 3. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, the RBI is likely to sell. See, if rupee is depreciating, say today $1 is 50 rupees. Tomorrow it becomes $1 equal to 70 rupees. The government will start selling, RBI is likely to sell the dollar. RBI will sell the dollar because then there will be more demand for the rupee. When RBI sells the dollar, there is then more demand for the rupee. So when RBI sells the dollar vis-a-vis the rupee will appreciate with respect to the dollar. If the interest rate in the USA and European Union were to fall, what happens when the interest rate in the USA and European Union is to fall? The FII investors will come to India to invest. So when they are coming India to invest, there is more demand for the rupee. If interest rate in the USA and European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy the dollar. Correct. RBI buys dollar because more people are coming, right? More people come with the dollar. So RBI will buy that dollar and give back rupee to invest in the market. Hope you guys understood the concept. If I have to explain it again, I'll explain. If the inflation is too high, the Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy the government securities. When inflation is high, to suck the money out of the market, the RBI will sell government securities and get the money back. So first one is wrong, not buy, it is sell. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, say if $1 equal to 50 rupees, if it is depreciated now $1 equal to 80 rupees, that is a depreciation, RBI is likely to sell the dollar in the market. RBI, to offset this depreciation, they will sell the dollar. They will increase the money supply of the dollar in the market and reduce the supply of, like say, rupee, to make sure depreciation stops. So second one is correct. If the interest rate in the USA and the European Union are to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy dollar. Say, if the interest rate in European Union and USA falls, FII investor will come to India. He will come with these dollars. The dollar he will give to RBI. It means RBI will buy the dollar and give back the rupee for him to invest. So RBI will buy the dollar. So it's correct. So it's a concept. Please know this concept. It's asked in 2015 and 2021 as well. You should know this. Inflation is, I think this topic on the questions or inflations are asked every year. Please know all the concept related to inflation. Please know these things as well. Government selling the bond, what happens? Government buying the bond, what happens? And RBI selling the bond and RBI buying the bond. Please know the difference. What will happen when government RBI buys the dollar, and when RBI sells the dollar, and what is the impact of FIIs investing in Indian markets? What happens when interest rates are high in the European Union and USA? What is impact when interest rates are low in the European Union? Please know all these difference. It's very important. These concepts are very important for prelims. With reference to the G20 Common Framework, consider the following statement. It is an initiative endorsed by the G20 together with the Paris Club. One is correct. It's a current affairs. It's a current affairs question. So first one is correct. It is an initiative to support a low-income countries with the unsustainable debt. Correct. It is mainly started this GST common framework, and when the debt of the few countries increased during the COVID, it was mainly started during the COVID-19. And please know this, anything related to G20 is very important for the UPSC. Anything related to G20 is very important for the UPSC. With reference to the Indian economy, what are the advantage of inflation indexed bonds? First of all, inflation indexed bonds, okay, they were introduced in the 2013. The bonds which are indexed inflation, which the returns of the bond are tied to the inflation as well. Return from the bond, when it's a indexed return of the bonds are tied to the inflation, that is WPI inflation is considered here. Government can reduce the coupon rates on its borrowing by way of IIB. That is correct. See, as bond is connected to the inflation, say the one way is you are given 100 rupee bond, 8% interest rate, okay, interest rate irrespective of not connected to inflation. Say other way is 100 rupee bond, you kept a fixed return at say 5%. If the inflation reduces, you will give less, like you just give 5%, say with some threshold. If inflation increases, you increase the interest rate. So as it is tied to the inflation, if the government can keep the inflation under control, it will reduce the borrowing cost. Correct. IIBs provide protection to the investor from the uncertainty regarding the inflation. Next, the interest rate received as well as capital gains on the IIBs are not taxable. The interest rate received as well as capital gains on the IIBs are not taxable. They're taxable. They're 100% taxable. Sorry, they're taxable. There is nothing like this. This is taxable. And IIBs provide a protection to the investor from the uncertainty of inflation. 100% correct. Say if inflation tomorrow goes to 8%, 9%, 10%, as the bonds returns are connected to the inflation, they are protected from inflation. So 1 and 2 is correct, third one is wrong. See, please understand this, okay? This is very important. This is why we say PYQs are very important. Many times UPSC has given this statement. Not, I think you can go through all the PYQs, you will find in the last 10 year itself, UPSC says this: the return on this particular thing, capital gain is not taxable, interest is not taxable, the return on this particular government security is not taxable. I think sovereign gold bond they had given, sovereign gold bond, the returns are not taxable or taxable. UPSC plays with this statement. This is very common statement for UPSC. Whenever it gives bonds, some government schemes, the return taxable, non-taxable, this common statement, the same statement is given everywhere. This is why PYQs are important. You often know that such statements are cooked up and it is wrong. This is why PYQs are important. And again, like if you go by the tricks market as well, the statements, right, they're not taxable, not taxable. Like anything negative, normally they are wrong. Next, sixth, with reference to the foreign owned e-commerce firms operating in India, which of the following statements are correct? They can sell their own goods in addition to offering their platform as marketplaces. They can sell their own goods in addition to offering their platform as marketplaces. Wrong. It is only marketplace. There is no, they are not allowed to sell. The degree to which they can own the big sellers on their platform is limited. Degree to which they own the big sellers on their platform is limited. I think both the statements are wrong. This question is regarding mainly the Consumer Protection Act. Consumer Protection Act, that is rules 2020. Consumer Protection Act, e-commerce rules 2020. It is regarding that question. So it's a current affairs kind of a based question. Let's go to this. Which of the following activity constitute a real sector in Indian economy? See, the real sector is the which directly leads to an economic output. Okay, real sector is direct economic output. Farmers harvesting their crops, direct output. Textile mills converting the raw cotton into fabric, real economic output. And commercial bank lending the money to the trading company, the corporate body issuing the rupee dominated bonds. See, these are not direct economic output. They might lead the cascading impact of that can be economic output, but not directly. These are kind of a financial sector activity, not real sector activity. So 1 and 2 is correct. Which one of the following situations is best reflects indirect transfers often talked about in the media recently with reference to India? Indirect transfer. I'll explain the concept of indirect transfers. See, there is a company A in the USA. Okay, it owns assets in India. What is direct transfer? Direct transfer is directly transferring these assets to a company B. Directly giving these assets in India to the company B, that is called direct transfer. If a 20% share, just for example, if 20% share of the company A are given to the company B, not directly the assets are not transferred, but that is kind of a transferred through selling the shares of the company A to the company B. That is called as indirect transfer. Here it is here. A foreign company transfers the shares and such shares drive their substantial value from the asset located in India. That is called as indirect transfer. With reference to the expenditure made by the organizations or the company, which of the following statement is are correct? Acquiring a new technology is a capital expenditure, 100%. Debt financing is considered as a capital expenditure while the equity financing is considered as revenue expenditure. Wrong. Both debt financing and equity financing are part of capital expenditure. Both are part of capital expenditure. What are options of debt financing? The debt financing options are issuing the bonds, bills, notes, etc. Okay, let's go to the next question. A share of a household finance saving goes towards the government borrowing. With reference to Indian economy, consider following. A share of a household financial saving goes towards government borrowing. Correct. Dated securities issued at the market related rates in auctions form a large component of the internal debt. Correct. I think dated securities. Dated securities, I think, are one of the biggest. 70%, they are kind of a 70% of government's internal debt. The dated securities and treasury bills, the dated securities are even inflation indexed bonds, uh, other saving bonds issued by the government, all these are part of data securities. These are part of a kind of 70% of country's internal debt, the dated security. So it is true, both statements are correct. And usually look at the statement here. The dated security issued by the market related rates in the auctions form a larger component of internal debt. Usually these such statements are correct. Whenever UPSC gives facts rate, dated securities are 65% of internal debt. Usually such statements are wrong. Whenever UPSC seems to avoid facts by giving little general statement, when making statement little general, usually such statements are correct. Pursuant to the report of H.N. Sanyal Committee, the Contempt of Court 1971 was passed. First statement is correct. It's a pure fact. You should know it. Either you know it or you don't know. The Constitution of India empowers Supreme Court and High Court to punish contempt of themselves. The Constitution of India defines the civil contempt and criminal contempt. Gone. In India, the Parliament is vested with the power to make laws on the contempt of court. The correct. Coming to the third statement, okay. Contempt of court is not defined in constitution, but rather they are defined in Contempt of Court Act 1971. Again, this statement is very common, where they give efficiency in administration is defined in constitution, model code of conduct defined in constitution, the term of attorney general defined in constitution, the Constitution of India defines civil and criminal contempt. These are very same statement. That is why PYQs are important. Please, with your eyes, ears, everything open, every sensory organ possible open, please go through the PYQ. You will understand these statements, how UPSC cooks up all these such statements. In the last question I have told you, when UPSC gives a very general statement and seems to avoid facts, like rather giving 70% of India's dated securities are constitute internal debt, like dated securities are 70% of internal debt, they will avoid it, saying by larger, smaller, etc. So such statements are correct. For that you have to go through the PYQs very carefully. See, another thing, this is how you have to be careful. Look at the statement 1, look at the statement 4. Act, the Sachin, pursuant of the report of H.N. Sanyal Committee, the Contempt of Court Act 1971. What is the meaning of act? It is passed by Parliament, right? Contempt of court is passed by Parliament. See here, in India, the Parliament is vested with the powers to make laws on the contempt of court. Here it is act, here it is they are given Parliament. You should please, that's why you have to go through the PYQ. You will understand all this, how UPSC gives very complimentary statement. I'll erase this once. Statement 1 and statement 4. Statement 1 and statement 4, they are complementary. Here it says Contempt of Court Act, here says Parliament vested with power to make laws of contempt. So 1 and 4 has to be together. So now come to the option, kind of elimination, where 1 and 4 are together. Only this. Only this, you know this now. You know, like such statement will usually be wrong. Gone. So it's, please develop this MCQ solving mindset by going through the PYQ. Government law officers and legal firms are recognized as advocates, but corporate lawyers and patent attorneys are excluded from the recognition of advocates. Again the statement, this but not that. This is another typical way of UPSC cooking up wrong statement. They say lawyers, government law officers are recognized as advocates, but corporate lawyers are not advocates. They are recognized, these are not recognized. This but not that. This format wrong. Bar Council have the power to lay down the rules relating to the legal educations and recognition of law colleges. This is correct. Statement 2 is correct. Coming to the 13th, a bill amending the constitution, a prior recommendations of the President of India. For amending the constitution, you don't require prior recommendation. A private member or the minister can introduce the bill. When the constitution amendment bill is presented to the President of India, it is obligatory for the President of India to give the assent, correct? The constitution amendment bill must be passed by the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha by a special majority. There is no provision of joint sitting, correct? You should know what is special majority. 50% of the total strength and 2/3 of the people were present and voting. And this constitutional amendment bill related, which is the constitutional amendment, that is 24th constitutional amendment related to the dealing with constitutional amendment bill, which says it's mandatory on the president to give the assent. And again writes here, this comparison between the power of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. This is another favorite area of UPSC. Whenever possible, they form a question in this way, comparing the powers of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Please remember that way. While like what is the, one second, I'll erase, I'll write here. What is the difference in the power of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha regarding money bill, finance bill, like kind of a federal system, constitutional amendment, emergency provisions? Please know all these differences. This is how UPSC forms the question. Constitution of India classifies the ministers into 4 ranks: cabinet minister, minister of the state, independent charge minister of state, and deputy minister. The total number of ministers in the union government, including the prime minister, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha. Second is correct. The first statement is wrong. Normally, this one, your cabinet, that is council of ministers, is mentioned in the constitution, that is mentioned in article 74. It says president, prime minister is aided by the council of ministers. It never different like this. Classifying the council of ministers into 4-5 types is because based on the British Parliamentary Convention. It's based on British Parliamentary Convention, not on the constitution. Again, this Indian constitution classifies, Indian constitution defines statement is wrong. I'm not saying every time it will be wrong. Please give importance to such statements. Give more importance. Think once or twice before marking. Let's go to the next question. Again, see, this question is asked in the PYQ 2009 and 1996. Which of the following is our exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? To ratify the declaration of emergency, to pass motion of no confidence against Council of Ministers, to impeach the President. See, President can be impeached. Both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, both can impeach. Again, that comparison here, even in this question, it's comparison, which is exclusive power, which is not exclusive. Here, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both have power. Declaration of emergency, it has to be ratified by both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha within a month of President proclaiming the emergency. So second statement is correct, no confidence is correct. Again, these questions, these are basic concepts, question related to emergency, president power, no confidence asked in PYQ 3 years, 2004, 2006, 2014. With reference to the anti-defection law in India, consider the following. The law specifies that nominated legislature cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed. He can join. See again this extreme, one of the words which you need to be little careful, cannot join. He can join within 6 months, but after 6 months he cannot join. So this is a wrong statement. The law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide a defection. Correct. There is no time frame. Normally that's why you see the speakers not deciding on the case. The anti-defection is 52nd constitutional amendment. I think it was introduced main in the Rajiv Gandhi time in the 1984. It added a 10th schedule to the constitution. And it's a PYQ as well. Anti-defection is usually UPSC asks this question. 2013 they asked. Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only, again that word, extreme word, only, you get the right, only officer of government who are allowed to participate in the meeting of the parliament. See again, Attorney General is allowed, but Solicitor General is not allowed actually. Solicitor General is, he doesn't participate. So statement 1 is wrong. According to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appoints him resigns. No, the Attorney General resigns along with the government he appointed resigns, but it is not according to the Constitution. It is according to the Convention. See again I told you, according to Constitution, Constitution defines, Constitution classifies. Be careful about all these things. PYQs, this is why PYQs are important. Please give importance to all this. And question related to Attorney General were asked in 2013 as well. Next, with reference to the writ issued by the court in India, consider the following statement. Mandamus will not lie against a private organization unless it is entrusted with a public duty. Mandamus will not lie against a company even though it may be a government company. Any public-minded person can be a petitioner to move to the court to obtain the writ of quo warranto. Correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Mandamus will not lie against a company even though it may be a government company. Correct. All three are correct. So it's what is to mandamus? Mandamus is to command. It is issued by the court for the public office to do a duty. See, what is the meaning of the word mandamus? Mandamus means is to command. Court commanding the government authority or even the lower court to do the duty. What is quo warranto? Quo warranto is like check the legality. Like check the legality of the claim. Check the legality of the claim of a person to a public office. Whether that person, somebody claims, I am a district magistrate. In that case, to check the claim of a person to that public office, is it valid or not, whether it is legal or not, to check that, quo warranto is done. So please understand the difference between all the writs. There are 4-5 writs. Please give importance to them. They are important with respect to claims. You can see here the quo warranto mandamus were asked in 2022, 2019, 21. Very recently. It was a 20. So we are discussing is a 2022 paper. With reference to Ayushman Bharat Digital India Mission, consider the following statement. Private and public hospitals must adopt it. See, it's again another this like how they cook up statements. Public and private hospital must adopt. Extreme statement eliminated. As it aims to achieve universal health coverage, every citizen of India should be part of it ultimately. See, it doesn't deal with the like universal health coverage. It is mainly connecting different hospitals, and its participation is voluntary. It's connecting digital health solutions of different hospitals. It has a seamless portability across the country. Third one is correct. Third one is correct. See, whenever UPSC gives this such statement, I think you have to It aims to achieve universal health coverage and every citizen of India should be part of it ultimately. Words ultimately should be part. Every citizen. So be careful. I'm not saying such statements are wrong. Be careful whenever such statements are you come across. The Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which is a part which is asked in the PYQ as well. It's asked in the 2022. And Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, it's the body that looks after it is National Health Authority. National Health Authority implements kind of Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. With reference to the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider following. As per the rules, procedures and conduct rules in Lok Sabha, the election of Deputy Speaker shall be held on such a date as Speaker may fix it. Correct. The date of Speaker election is by President. The Deputy Speaker is fixed by the Speaker. The first statement is correct. There is a mandatory provision that election of a candidate as a Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or the ruling party. There is no mandatory provision. There is a convention normally that happens. There is no mandatory. Again, these words, please be careful. Wrong. The Deputy Speaker has the same power as Speaker when presiding over the sitting of the House and no appeal lies against his ruling. Correct. The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of the Deputy Speaker is the motion is moved by the Speaker and duly seconded by the Prime Minister. No. Speaker does, like, please understand this. Please, Speaker doesn't move any motions. So, fourth statement is also wrong. So, whenever Speaker resigns, right? Whenever Deputy Speaker resigns, whenever Speaker resigns, he submits his resignation or rights to the Deputy Speaker actually. So, please remember the difference in Speaker, Deputy Speaker, who appoints them, who fixes the date of election, to whom they write when they resign, etc. Please know exactly the difference. Study them carefully. Study with giving importance to the minute facts. See, this question related to Deputy Speaker were asked in 2020, CAPF, CDS 2012 and 2014. It's asked previously 3 times. Next question is very, very interesting. Among the following crop, which one is the most important anthropogenic source of both methane and nitrous oxide? This question can be solved using the next question as well, or this is a well-known question. If you go through the PYQ, they are asked in They are asked in the 2008, 2010, CDS 2007 and 8. Like they asked in UPSC and CDS as well. And this question answer is given in the next question. But you go through the option, okay? These are usually very important. Please study all of them. Rice, cotton. What are the geographical conditions that's necessary to grow the cotton, black cotton soil, etc. And what is the rain required? Sugarcane requires highest amount of water. They are given it, I think, least water efficiency. Rice related question they have asked in this format. Wheat. See, if you go through the PYQ questions and if you see whenever they ask the question on the crops, these are usually the question covered. I am not saying 100% of the time, 70% plus times these are important topics. Don't try to cover everything. At least cover this: cotton, rice, sugarcane, wheat. Geographical condition, where they are grown, whether India exports them or imports, what is India's position in the world, which is the state that produces highest number, and such facts. Just go through the PYQ, you will get all those things. So here it says source of methane and nitrous oxide. Let's go to the next question. It's kind of a current affairs question, contemporary issue. System of rice intensification of cultivation in which alternate wetting and drying of the rice field is practiced results in reduced methane production. Last time they have said which produces methane. Here reduced methane production, reduced seed requirement, reduced electricity consumption. Electricity 100% yes, because it has alternate wetting and drying of the rice fields. So normally wet rice fields produced more methane. Yeah, I think you guys should know it. So it's a drying and wetting, so methane production also will reduce. Seed requirement also reduce. This is easy question. Usually such statement is kind of an uh, futuristic technology or a futuristic climate sustainable concept. Usually all positive statements will be correct. There is nothing concrete you have to negate that all three are wrong or one of them is wrong. So you are all is correct. In environment and especially in the science, usually in such cases they will be correct. Which of the following lakes of West Africa has become dry and turned into a desert? That is Lake Fegubine. This is a kind of a current affairs. The Lake Fegubine is in Mali. So either you know it or you don't know. Gandikotta Canyon of South India was created by which one of the following? It's a Pennar river. Again, you know this or you don't know. I think by the name Gandikotta, you can guess somewhere it is in around Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So still there might be confusion. The correct answer is Pennar. 25th. Namcha Barwa. Namcha Barwa in Gharwal Himalaya. Sorry, Gharwal Himalaya is in kind of Uttarakhand. Okay. Namcha Barwa is in Arunachal Pradesh. So first one is wrong. Nanda Devi Kumaon Himalaya. Nokreka is a national park. Nokreka National Park is in Meghalaya. It's in Meghalaya. So Sikkim, it's not in Sikkim Himalaya. It's in Meghalaya. Nanda Devi also you know it. It's Uttarakhand. Nanda Devi there is a national park. Kumaon Himalaya, Uttarakhand, correct. So only two is correct. See, even just knowing the national park name also will help you in solving these questions. It's a even PYQ. Again, we are saying it. The national park of northeastern states are important, and even the Himalayan foothills, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, kind of even Jammu Kashmir. The term Levant, often heard in the news, roughly corresponds to which one of the following? A region along the eastern Mediterranean shores, a region along the North African shores, a region along the Persian Gulf and Horn of Africa, an entire coast of Mediterranean Sea. See here. There are two statements which are similar. Mediterranean region, Mediterranean region. These two. The kind of certain that one of them can be an answer. If you don't know one of them, this is how you solve it. One of them can be an answer. Two are similar, but it says entire coast of Mediterranean Sea. Again, if you go through the PYQ, you will find it. I think in 2023 itself, you will find it. The thorium. Thorium is found in entire coast of India. Statement is wrong. Sea cow, that is dudong or something. I think sea cow is the name. It is found in entire coast of Tamil Nadu. Wrong. Whenever UPSC has given such statements, they are wrong 80% of plus times. So this is wrong and these are similar. A is an answer. It's a Levant. Levant, your like eastern part of Mediterranean Sea, that is Cyprus, Turkey, etc. Like we are given here, S and S4 are lookalike statement and very high chance one among them will be an answer. And I think if possible, once we can complete this series, right, 2016 to 2023 series, this 800 questions, we will do a 3-4 video series on all these, uh, only exclusively on tricks and how UPSC cook statements. Will put that all statements together and we'll do a one such video on them. So that will be more helpful for you guys. I think this also we hope that is helping you guys, but we will do one exclusive video on tricks exclusively. Just say I have shown you, like whenever UPSC says defined in the constitution is correct, let me compile all those statements like 10-15 times whenever it is asked, and show like how many times it were wrong, how UPSC cooks those statements. Okay, let's go to the next statement. Consider following the countries that are bordering Afghanistan. This was in news. Afghanistan was in news. See again another thing. Okay, if possible, environment, economy, and places in news. Try to cover from 2 years, if possible only. Don't stress yourself. If possible, try to do it for 2 years. Actually, it's asked in 2022. I think it was in news in 2021. Afghanistan, the Taliban issue. See, Afghanistan doesn't border Azerbaijan, it doesn't border Kyrgyzstan. Tajikistan, yes. See, in the northern part of Afghanistan, right, there are Tajik people, there are Uzbek people, there are some of the warlords, there are fractions of Tajik warlords, Uzbek warlords. So it's bordering it. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. And you in the like eastern side, you have Pakistan. So it's three are correct. So 2, 3. Basic awareness. And Afghanistan, I think, is a landlocked country. Monazite is a source of rare material, correct. Monazite contains thorium, correct. Monazite occurs naturally in entire, see again I told you, this is the word, entire Indian coast. Wrong. In India, the government bodies only can process and export monazite, correct. Even if there is only, please understand the gravity of this question, seriousness of this option. It is talking about something that is nuclear power, and that comes under Department of Atomic Energy. So only government can deal with it. Like we are aware about it. It comes under the PMO exclusively. Comes under the PMO, etc. So it is correct. I think there is one government body, Indian Rare Earth Limited. Indian Rare Earth Limited. I think that body, PSU, that handles it, which is under the Department of Atomic Energy. Let's go to the next question. Even this question is a this question is from PYQ. It is monazite was asked many times, 1994, 2009, 2012. In the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year normally occurs in the longest day. See, such questions, that question related to June 21st, I think March 22nd. These questions were asked many times. CAPF like 2009, 2008, UPSC 2019. This question is asked 3-4 times. I'll explain this. The longest day in a hemisphere occurs when the Earth is tilted towards. Say if it is an Earth, when it is Earth, and when it is tilted towards the, say it is Sun here. When Earth is tilted towards the Sun, the longest day occurs. So it is different in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So longest day occurs 2 times on Earth, once in northern hemisphere, once in southern hemisphere. So in the northern hemisphere, it is second half of the month of the June, that is June 21st. These are basic concept. Please, you should know this. UPSC has asked a question many times. Please don't neglect them. Now let's next come to the last question for this particular video. It's on Ramsar site. Renuka wetland is in Himachal Pradesh, correct. Hokera wetland in Punjab, wrong. In Punjab it is not Hokera. Hokera wetland I think is in Jammu Kashmir. That is called Hokesar wetland also. It is in Jammu Kashmir. Second is correct. Rudrasagar is in Tripura. Sastam Kotta lake is in Tamil Nadu. No, Sastam Kotta is in Kerala. Please give importance to the recently declared wetlands, and also please familiarize yourself with all the Ramsar sites, and mainly the recent ones are very important, and familiarize with everyone. The Ramsar site, such questions, not exactly same, but question related to Rudrasagar lake, Renuka and all asked in the PYQ 2014 and 2018 they have asked, so it is not a very new question. So even again that are in the Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, I'll write so that you guys will remember it. Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Northeast. These are very important area for UPSC. Please concentrate on them. It's asked in the previous year as well. So the document we are using while making this video is our prelims monster, that is 2016 to 2023 paper we have solved using the PYQ. We have shown when it is repeated in the PYQ and using intelligent elimination techniques. We have listed 30 plus intelligent elimination techniques. We have even listed I think 40 plus extreme words. You can get that on our website. Please subscribe Simperion IAS YouTube channel. Whenever we upload a new video, you will get a notification. Please join our Telegram group UPSC Mains GS 2024. We'll provide that in the description. Our website UPSC Mains previous year answers. We'll provide a link to our website even on in the description as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press a bell button. Whenever we upload, you will get a notification. We'll try to complete this 2016 to 2023 PYQs solving videos. We will complete all videos. Next, if possible, we'll do 3-4 videos on solving the reading comprehension and maybe another 3-4 videos just on the intelligent elimination, exclusively intelligent elimination techniques of the general studies. Hope you guys are preparing well. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubts, if you have any suggestions, please comment in the comment box. Share the video among your friends so that it helps everybody. This free content. Thank you everyone.